Well, hey everybody, it's Plus 4 Initiative here. It's been a very, 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 very long time since I have posted anything. And I apologize for that. I've had a lot of going on in my life, stuff like that, and I now have time to actually post again if I wanted to. So I'm going to. I even grew a nifty beard. Yes. Anyway, what I want to talk to you today about is I am getting ready to run a D&D 5e game. And since we've got all kinds of stuff that's came out since the last time that I actually made a video, you got Tasha's, Cauldron of Everything, you've got Xanathar's got like all kinds of stuff that's come out. So you could actually make some pretty good characters there. So, I have decided we're going to be playing in my own little homebrew world that I currently have. The name of the world is Faramune, is the name of the world. And it's fairly big. And I've already ran one campaign in the world. And, excuse me, it was on an island, continent, called the Waveless Isle. And that game went for about a year and a half, something like that, year and a half, something like that. It ended pretty good. The players were level 7, I believe, when it ended, 7, 8, something like that. And this game is going to be taking place the exact same time that one is. There is this continent called the Sharp-Edged Isle, which is this massive continent. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's this massive continent where about 15 years ago, there was 6 kingdoms on this continent. About 15 or so years ago, this orc clan went to bed. They woke up the next morning. It was an okay-sized clan. You're about 50 to 60 people. Everybody included, 50, 60 people. And they woke up. There was this great stone dragon statue in the middle of their village. Well, it big giant. It was huge size. So it's pretty big. It's about 15 to 20 feet tall. It's pretty big. It had giant, like fist-sized rubies as eyes. And when they went to gather around it, smoke started coming out of its mouth, and it basically commanded them to destroy this other orc clan in the next valley. So that's what they did. They went in and they took it as a god. They started worshiping it, and they attacked the other village, destroyed them, and what was left of them they absorbed into their clan. That was the Blacktooth clan. Now, from there, it just increased, and the Great Stone Dragon refers to itself as the Host. And it is the speaker, if you will, to its God. And it is the herald, if you will, to its God. And it commanded them. Basically, it pulled all the local goblinoids together. Goblins, orcs, bugbears, hobgoblins, things like that. It pulled them all together into a grand host and basically organized them into a military, and they attacked the civilized world. And that happened 15 years ago. 10 years ago, the Second Kingdom fell. Basically, the lower half of this continent is conquered by the Host. And that's where the game is going to take place. It's taking place, 15 years after this. For the past 10 or so years, the host has been quiet. There's been a few border skirmishes here and there, but nothing that's going to, cause a war. So that's where it's going to be taking place. And there is a town where the game's going to be taking place called Dark Hollow. It's a medium-sized town, so it's a pretty good-sized town. It's right on the edge of a lake called the Motionless Basin is the name of the lake. It's calm. Ever since the host has happened, the lake has been calm. The waters have been calm. You can still sail a ship across it. It's a big, giant lake, like Lake Erie size, massive lake. But there's still wind and stuff like that. You can still sail a ship across it. Just the water doesn't move at all. Sorry, it's raining. And that's where this game is going to take place. It starts there. Right now, we've got let's see, 6 players. And one of them is going to be an artificer, and the other one is going to be an archivist. Archivist is it's a class that me and him had found. It's not overpowered by no means. Basically, the whole premise of the archivist is they know weaknesses and vulnerabilities to monsters. That's about it. They do have some casting. The cast kind of like if you took like wizard light, cleric light, and put them together. That's what you would get. So he's got a mixture of like sorcerer, like wizard and cleric spells, but you only get the massive ones when it gets a really super high level. The game's going to be starting at level 3. So we got an artificer, we got an archivist, and I believe my brother is going to be playing pretty sure he's going to be playing a fighter. I think he's decided he's going to play a rune, the rune master, the rune swordsman, the new one in Tasha's Cauldron for everything, the rune fighter. He's playing that one. So that's where we're at right now. I'll give you some more information later on once we get some more people telling me what they're going to play. But yeah, so far that's where we're at, and I'm kind of excited for it because I'm having fun just like setting up, the nemesis, which is the host and who it really is. Then down from that, you've got these twin green dragonborn that are the attendants. They carry this stone dragon. They don't carry it, but they are the ones that they voice when it doesn't speak. They speak. They're twins. Born from the same egg, they're twins. They are green dragons. They're twins. Then that's the nemesis. That's the main big bad evil guy. That's what that is. Whatever that may be, which we'll get into that later, what that is. Then under that, you have the council. The councils are the villains. They are the leaders of their respective races. Orcs, hobgoblins, bugbears, things like that. There's about 6 of them. There is a clan of kobolds that worship the great stone dragon. They're the ones that actually, if it needs to be moved, they move it. Things like that. And the leader, each one of them has something special. For instance, the bugbear guy has 2 hellhounds that he walks around with named Spot and Spike. We've got a goblin leader. He rides around on a warg, of course. That's his big thing. The hobgoblin rides around on an alpha winter wolf. So that's what he rides. This big ass fucking wolf that like breathes fucking cold damage. The orc rides a wyvern. That's his thing. And then we have the Kobold King. He has 4-winged kobold bodyguards that follow him around. So that's where we're at. So the group, the area that they're starting in is right on the edge of, the host's area and the other kingdoms. So they're right there on the edge. It wouldn't take them long to actually get to the host area. So that's where the game's going to start. Like, what's going on? People are starting to go missing. Things are starting to happen in the area. And then we have the group. And my idea is I'm thinking I'm going to have the group be a member. I did get the Acquisitions Incorporated book. So I may have an adventuring guild and use the rules and stuff like that in that book to form this adventuring guild that's all over the continent. And they just so happen to have they're members of the local group, the local thing. That's my idea right now. I don't know if I'm going to go with that or not, but that's probably what I'm going to do, unless I just happen to come up with something better. But yeah, that's where we're at. We've got a Call of Cthulhu game that we're going to be playing also. Which, if you know anything about Call of Cthulhu, I love Call of Cthulhu. My character is a parapsychologist, specializes in ancient history. So that's what my guy does. And we're probably going to be doing a campaign of it, kind of bouncing back and forth. We have a Mutants and Masterminds game, but I think a lot of us are burnt out on it. I know a couple members aren't, but I think the majority of the group is kind of burnt out on Mutants and Mastermind, which is okay. We played the game for 10 solid years straight, and for at least 4 or 5 of it, that was the only game we played, like, period. And sorry, I'm pulling in at Walmart here. But yeah, that's where we're kind of sitting at right now. And yeah, so we're about 13 or so minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to end it right there. Hopefully there's going to be more of these. I always enjoy doing them. So yeah, that's where we're sitting at. And have a week.